Hello and welcome to this video for Publisher Exercise 17. And so you can see we already have our file opened up, so you can do that right now. Open up Publisher 17. And a good video to watch before you do this exercise is working with the fonts and styles video, because that's the information you need for the steps we're going to do in this exercise. So I would watch that first, then come over here and watch this one, so that way you have a better understanding. So now that you have Publisher 17 open up, let's go ahead and save it with the new name. So file, save as, not print, save as, and then browse. And then of course you're saving it to your folder, your flash drive, wherever you are required or need to save it. So I'm going to switch it here to 17 flyer underscore your initials. So 17 flyer underscore your initials. And you can see this is the flyer for the Hendrix Gazette that we've been working with before. Now it says select the two paragraphs under the heading. Oh, excuse me, I skipped a step here. Select the text, springtime is garden time. So right here, springtime is garden time. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it a bit better as well. So springtime is garden time. And it says we need to make it bold and bright blue. So I could hold down Control and push B, or click up here. And then bright blue. So here's my blue, here's my hyperlink, I guess is what it's calling it. But basically we just want a bright blue option. There's this one right here, light blue. This one as well. I'm going to go with this one over down here in standard. So there's that. And then what I'm going to end up doing here is we need to select the two paragraphs under it. Now it's referring to paragraphs. Basically anytime the enter key was pushed to start a new line is considered a paragraph. So the two paragraphs under it would be this one, which actually is a paragraph, and then this text right here, because they pushed enter to form a new line, a new paragraph. So we're going to select that, and we're going to make them Arial 11 point. So I'm going to get up here where the font is, Arial. I just type it in and push enter, and then 11 point font. So and I push the down arrow, which makes it 11, and now it looks like this. It says set the scaling for these paragraphs to 110%. So if I go to my text box tools right over here, and then it gives me a few more options here with it. In dealing with font, I can click on more spacing, so the AV button, font, more spacing, and then here's my scaling right up here. So shrink or stretch, select the text, and they want it 110%. So I just click the up arrow once, and then we're going to click apply, and then it says create a drop cap. So we can click OK. So a drop cap for the first letter of the first paragraph. So really I could just select this here, and then I choose drop cap. And then right here we're just going to go with this one. So you'll notice I had to go up here and select this. Here's my drop cap. But one thing we're going to do is we're going to change the size of it. So let's click on drop cap again, and we're going to go down to custom drop cap, because right now you can see it's taking up about 4 lines in height, and it wants us to switch it to 2 instead. So when I click on drop cap and then custom, it opens up this window here, and you've got all these different options. But what we're going to do is we're going to change the size of the letters from 4 to 2. And you can see here's my preview here after I've changed it to 2. I'll click OK. And of course it changed it for us like that, which it does look a little bit better. The other one was a little too big based on the size of everything else on this flyer. Now it says select the text in the gray oval. So I'm going to do that. Go down here. Select the text in the gray oval right here. It's this thing. So we've done that. And then it also says remove the bold and italic attributes from it. So up here you can see they're darker, showing that they're being used. I can click on it to deselect them, or I could push Control and B and I. And then it says change it to dark green. So we're going to go up here to the color button. Now I have some colors up here. I have standard colors, but something you can do too is if you just click more colors, it gives you a lot of options over here. So I'm going to select this one right here. This is a little too dark for it. So we're just selecting that one. Click on it and then push OK, and it will change it. And I click on it, you can see it's changed it for us. So it's simple to do. Now we do need, it says to zoom in 200%. The reason it's having us zoom in so much is because we're going to be looking down here at our coupon. So I'm going to zoom in here to 200%. You should do that too to help you see it. It says we need to select the text describing the expiration date and increase its size to 6 points. So what we're going to do is just click here in expiration date. You can see it selects it and change it to 6. I have to click it twice. Same thing, click over here on the date, select the text in the date box, change it to 6. So very simple to do. Just select the text there to do that. And now overall you can see it's bigger. It says to zoom back out when we're finished. So I'm just going to click view, whole page, and now I can see it again. Now it says select the text in the bright yellow text box. So I will zoom in just a little bit, not 200%. Select the text in the yellow text box. So right up here, I'm going to select this. And then it says what we need to do is set the point size to 11. I just lost my box here. So I'm going to click on the Home tab. Click on this 2 times to make it 11. And then it's font to Arial Narrow. So I'm going to switch it from Times New Roman to Arial Narrow. And I push enter after I type that in. It says remove the bold text from this box as well. So we get rid of that. So we still have italics, it looks like, just not bold. And we're going to change the tracking setting as well. So if I click on AV over here and choose more spacing, this is where I get my tracking option. So use this option to adjust the spacing for the highlighted block of text. So the text we're working with right now. So we're changing it here to 109.1. 109.1. So I'm going to click OK. And then what we're going to do here is it says we do need to change, or excuse me, we do need to save it one more time here. So let's save it, and then we do need to print it. So File, Print. Of course, you're choosing Microsoft Print to PDF. Select Print. And then we do need to save with the same name. So 17 flyer underscore your initials. And you save it. And then, of course, that is the first part of this exercise. So we're going to move on to the second part here. We need to open up OPUB 17. So File, Open, Browse, get that file opened up. OPUB 17. So I'm going to go to my Downloads folder. Now that I have OPUB 17 opened up, let's save it with its new name. So File, Save As, Browse, and we're going to save it here in our folder. So I'm going to go to the folder I need to save it to. We're going to save it as 17 lost underscore my initials. So 17 lost underscore your initials. And you can see it's a flyer. We're going to be making some changes to it. That's your goal with the flyer, is to make it as visibly pleasing as possible. You want to get the attention of the person who's reading it. And so that's the goal. So we're making a lot of small changes here to fix the overall big picture and making it better. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change font and font sizes for the text on the flyer to make it more attractive and readable. And here are some suggestions that we're going to do. So first off, for the bulleted list, so up here, I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. We're going to select this and we're going to change it to Arial 18 point bold. So I'm going to switch it to bold. Need 18 point. So bold, 18 point, and Arial. Push enter so it changes it there. Now it's Arial. And then the next thing, it says for the last seen text box. So we need to find that. Oh, here we go, down here, last seen, this information. Gonna select it, change it again to Arial, and we're gonna change it to 16 point. And for the please help, so down here at the bottom, we're gonna change this to Arial black, 20 point italic. So I'm gonna select italic, going to select 20 point, and then we're going to switch the font here to Arial Black. Alright, we do need to set the tracking here in the last scene text box. So let's go back up here, select the text again, and then we're going to choose AV because that's dealing with our spacing here, tracking. Click more spacing. We go to the tracking option over here, and it says we need to switch it to loose. So instead of normal, we can select loose. We could have selected it from the thing here, but I like to show you where the actual thing is in case you forgot. And then it says, after we click OK, it says adjust any text box sizes as needed to make things fit. So, I mean, right now everything fits overall here with it. So I think we're pretty much okay with that. It says we need to change the color of the $200 reward text to a bright color, such as bright yellow. So let's click over here. I'm going to select this and switch it to bright yellow. So under the text color, don't click shape. Under text color, scheme colors, we're going to switch it to yellow. And then it says change the please call text to dark blue. So please call text. Well, actually, let's select the semicolon, or the colon, excuse me. So please call text we're going to select as well. And let's change it here to dark blue in the color scheme. So here's the dark blue right here, or the darkest one we have in our color scheme. And then it says select the phone number and apply. So let's select that first. Select it and apply the shadow text effect to make it more prominent. So I'm going to go up to my text box tools up here now that I've selected. And then over here in my word art styles is text effects, and here's shadow. And I'm just going to choose the first one. If you want to choose a different option, that's fine. But we'll just go for the video's sake here in the first one. And I click away and you can see now this flyer stands out much more. We got visual effects added to it. The text is much easier to read. So if people's just looking at it quickly, very easy to do. Then you're going to save your work. And those are the files you need to complete for exercise 17. I'll bring them up here quickly for you just in case you forgot or missed it. So you have 3 files you're going to submit. You have the publisher file and the PDF for 17 flyer, and then you also have the publisher file for Lost. So submit those 3 files, and that's how you complete publisher exercise number 17.